Indian Air Force is seeking to join one of two European sixth-generation fighter consortia, either the Global Combat Air Program, led by the United Kingdom, Italy and Japan, or the Future Combat Air System, led by France and Germany, with a view to ensuring it does not lag behind in achieving the target for advanced aircraft. The revelation was made in India's Ministry of Defence report to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence. The report says discussions remain at an exploratory stage and no formal agreement has been signed. Both GCAP and FCAS are conceived not as aircraft programs but as system of systems architectures, where the manned fighter serves as the central node within a broader network that includes collaborative drones, artificial intelligence, and distributed combat cloud capabilities. GCAP, involving the United Kingdom, Italy and Japan, has a relatively stable partnership compared to FCAS. A demonstrator aircraft is scheduled to fly in 2027, with entry into service planned from 2035. The program has been described as potentially becoming the next global sixth-generation equivalent of the F-35, particularly as America's geopolitical isolation under Trump drives allies toward non-US options. For GCAP, the challenge is that work-share arrangements have already been agreed between the three existing partners, UK, Italy and Japan. India would likely be forced to buy the aircraft off the shelf rather than participate in its development unless a specific industrial role can be negotiated. The financial ask, however, is significant. A 10% stake in GCAP would likely demand between $6.5 billion and $7.5 billion, rising to over $10 billion for a 15% stake, sustained annual outflows over 15 to 20 years that would directly compete for resources with India's AMCA program, aero engine development, and naval modernization. FCAS, by contrast, is in trouble. France and Germany are at an impasse over industry roles in the design of the fighter's airframe and flight control systems. Germany was actively eyeing GCAP more seriously as of February 2026 as FCAS talks continued to falter, with Dassault's push for an 80% work share on the next-generation weapon system reigniting tensions in Berlin. The FCAS path is more turbulent but potentially more rewarding for India's industrial ambitions. The technological upside is significant. India's participation in FCAS could unlock collaboration on a deck-based variant of the next-generation fighter, directly relevant given India's expanding carrier aviation program. Running through all of this is an unresolved tension at the heart of India's aerospace strategy. The AMCA is India's indigenous fifth-generation stealth fighter, expected to enter service around 2035. It is the centerpiece of India's Atmanirbharta aviation ambition. It seems unlikely that India could simultaneously push ahead with a genuine fifth-generation indigenous program and actively participate in a sixth-generation foreign one, financially, industrially, and in terms of strategic focus. The AMCA is behind schedule, as does Tejas before it. If the AMCA slips further, the case for locking in sixth-generation access through a European program becomes stronger. If AMCA delivers on schedule, the case for spending billions on a foreign program weakens considerably. For a country that has spent decades as the world's largest arms importer, buying finished products from whoever would sell them, the ambition embedded in this parliamentary declaration is different in kind. It is not about buying the next fighter, it is about helping build it and ensuring that when the sixth-generation era arrives, India is not on the outside looking in.